Welcome seekers, you have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. My name is Ricky and today I bring you another pick a card tarot reading. This is your April 2022 predictions, guidance, and advice. April, it's one of my favorite months. It's associated with springtime, so there's a sense of rebirth, rejuvenation, renewal, resurrection, and regrowth. So very exciting times, and because of that, I've chosen as the options the Wheel of Fortune, right? So we have three options today. We have three groups. We have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. So go ahead and take a moment, make your selections now, and I will see you in your group. Welcome group number 1 to today's pick a card tarot reading for April 2022 predictions, guidance, advice. Now before we get started, I do want to remind you seekers that I am offering private readings at this time. So if you are interested in a private reading, you will have to go through my Etsy store. That's the only place where I would accept any orders or requests for private readings. So I'm going to include the link in the description below. Okay, so let's get started. You picked the Wheel of Fortune from the Tarot Illuminati from Kim Huggins. Very, very beautiful, beautiful Wheel of Fortune. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what this beautiful, beautiful month has to offer you. Now we're going to start with the Oracle cards. We're going to throw 3 Oracle cards from 3 separate Oracle decks. And then we're going to go ahead and throw some tarot from the Star Tarot deck. All right, so the first Oracle deck is from the Animal Love. And what we're going to try and do here is we're going to try and see which animal spirit is going to be accompanying you for this month. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what knowledge this animal spirit has for you. Group number 1. We have the hippopotamus. All right. Oof, the mighty hippopotamus. That is definitely something. So the hippopotamus is associated with assertiveness, truthfulness, and also managing your greatness. Wow. So it looks like for the month of April, this hippopotamus spirit is going to try and help you be more assertive, or maybe even less, or also help you be more truthful, okay, and also help you manage your greatness. My goodness, group number 1, a very, very awesome start. We're going to go ahead and see what advice we have for the month. And for that, we're going to use the Self-Love Oracle deck. And let's see what advice do the oracles have for the month of April. Spirit, help us here. We've got create. Oof, okay. Okay. So, for the month of April, create. Everyone has the ability to create a life of joy. It is our birthright to manifest our desires, our hopes, our dreams. My, oh my. I like that energy right there, right? Very, very good. All right. So, we're going to move on to the third Oracle deck. This is from the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle. And we're going to see what guidance this Oracle deck can offer us. Okay, let's see. We have got here, you are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. And a question that you should be asking yourself for this month of April is, what thought pattern do you need to shift? My, oh my. Very interesting. Very interesting Oracle cards so far. And so let's sit with this energy for just a moment before we throw some tarot, and let's see what else we can reap from this. So there is definitely an inner greatness to you, group number 1. You know, we definitely do see that here with the hippopotamus. The hippopotamus wants you to manage that inner greatness. Okay. And, you know, anytime I see the word management, that can just be setting some kind of structure, some foundation underneath you, some kind of plan that will allow you to move forward in a better way. You know, maybe setting some kind of budget or maybe actually sticking to your calendars, keeping your word. Sometimes we make promises, we say that we're going to do this, but we end up not doing it, right? So I think that what the hippopotamus is trying to tell you is to be truthful to yourself, be truthful to other people. Also, when it comes to that key word, assertiveness, right? In your job, in your career, with yourself, it's important for you to be as assertive as you possibly can, right? If there's something that you know to be true, if there's something that you really want to see change, then you have to be assertive for this month, right? The hippopotamus is going to help you with that. That is what you are going to learn this month, right? Very interesting with that hippopotamus spirit. And then, we move on to more of a message of creation. Okay, so I've got a lot of creators that pick this group because the second oracle card was create, right? And what we have here is essentially a reminder that what's going to truly make you happy is your creation, your ability to create. It's the process of creation. And so the more that you create, the more that you are fulfilling some kind of need and some kind of life purpose, right? So we have here a very important message. Everyone has the ability to create a life of joy, right? So we kind of see that, yes, there's going to be joy in your creation, but also it's important for you to try and be as happy as you can with the things that have already happened, with what is happening right now, and what's going to happen in the future, right? And I feel like that happiness is going to help you manifest your desires, manifest your hopes, manifest your dreams. So that is very important, right? And then the final oracle card, you are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. And these two cards just align so perfectly, so beautifully, right? Because if you have the ability to create a life of joy, that joy is going to be manifested in real time here in this life. And so I almost get this feeling that what the hippopotamus is going to try and do for you is help you manage that greatness, help you manage that joy that comes out, because that joy is going to allow for a lot of creative things to come, and that creation is going to, in many ways, leave you feeling even more fulfilled. But the test for this month is to feel happy with what you have right now, right? And that is very difficult, especially because we live in a society that says you need to get it together right now, right? You need to know what you need to know now. There's definitely no time to look back or to really just consider what's truly important in our lives. Society is structured that way, but you can, in some ways, detach yourself from that reality for a moment. Create your own reality, one that's filled with that joy. And once you are able to have that, it will, in many ways, manifest even more creative power. And then we have here a question, right, that you should be focusing on for the month. What thought patterns do you need to shift? So we have there a confirmation that there is definitely some kind of limiting thought pattern that essentially is keeping you potentially in a place of depression or anxiety, or just bringing about all of these things, right, that keep us in a place of stasis, where we are not moving forward, we're not making any progress. And the more we remain still, the more we feel like something's dying inside of us, right? And so it seems like the hippopotamus wants you to just move forward. The hippopotamus wants you to, hey, you have inner greatness inside of you. Let's go ahead and get that out of you and make sure that we are managing it right, all right? So that it's not fleeting, but everlasting. So very interesting oracle cards. I love them. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tarot. What we're going to try and do with the tarot is try and figure out what are the things that you are going to experience for the month. And we're also going to try and gain some advice from the cards. So let's go ahead and take a look. Right, we're going to use the Star Tarot for this reading. All right, Spirit, talk to us. Okay, what is coming for the month? What is coming for the month that we need to be aware of? What is coming? What is going to be made available, and how can we handle that energy? How can we handle this energy? Wow. Wow. So, you have some people showing up here, right? Interestingly enough, you have some people showing up. And you know, these people, let me see if I can adjust this. Okay. All right. So, you know, you have some people showing up, and, you know, I'm getting the feeling that these people, they want to help you. Some of them don't really know that they're doing you more harm than good. But, you know, I feel like there's this is going to be a month of activity for you. Okay, this is going to be a month of activity, and that activity is going to feel somewhat exhaustive. Okay, and so I think that that's why the oracle cards put such an emphasis on joy, because there is joy to be had from that activity. But I think that you might struggle with finding that joy. Let's take a look at one more card. What is the end result of all of this? Okay, all right, Ace of Cups, you see? Yes, all right, so we start with the Hangman, right? And the Hangman is the card of sacrifice. So we have here someone who has more of a stoic approach versus a more Epicurean approach. You know, the Stoic sacrifices the future. The Stoic sacrifices the present for the future, and the Epicurean sacrifices the future for the present. And so with the Hangman reversed, you know, I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you are going to have this period of activity, right? More of a stoic approach. You're being asked to, do a little bit of work, and that work is going to yield some results, but it's essentially going to make you feel like something is maybe missing, or you feel maybe somewhat incomplete. And I think that, you know, you don't want you essentially are questioning, is this valuable? And we see that with the King of Pentacles, right? The King of Pentacles reversed. It's almost a reminder of what you're going to be thinking of and your thought process. You're going to be essentially asking yourself, am I wasting my time doing this? Am I doing the right thing by spending time on this? You know, so I feel like there's going to be this energy of wanting to create, wanting to do something, but maybe potentially being tied down to some kind of work that's repetitive, and it's not where you want to invest your time and energy on. And that's going to make you feel a bit depleted. You know, this month is going to be a month of creative energy for you. A very strong creative flow. I think that the Prince of Wands represents a very creative spark for you. Also, you know, we have a lot of male energy here, so we have to really talk about this, right? We've got the King of Cups, we've got the King of Pentacles, and then we have the Prince of Wands. Okay, so a lot of male energy, divine male energy. The only issue that I'm seeing is that both the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles are reversed, and so that can be talking about actual people in your life that maybe potentially will do you some kind of disservice, or will make you feel maybe somewhat down, right? This can be a supervisor, a boss, a manager. This can be people who you work for, I feel. And the fact that we've got this card, assertive, right? Assertiveness and truthfulness. It's pretty much telling you, don't let yourself be taken advantage of. Make sure that you are communicating exactly what you want to say. Make sure that you are telling these people who potentially just want to rob you of your resources and your, unfortunately, your emotional state, your emotional tranquility. Make sure that you are assertive with these people. Do not allow them to bulldoze you. Do not allow them to speak over you in any way, for them to make plans or decisions for you that you didn't sign up for. Make sure that you are assertive and truthful, right? Whatever needs to be said is going to be said for this month. Group number 1, that's what the hippopotamus spirit is going to bring out in you, right? One thing that we can't forget about the hippopotamus, they are mighty. They're mighty warriors. They don't stand for any kind of disservice or any kind of betrayal, or for anyone to come into their space uninvited, right? The hippopotamus spirit is very, very, very forceful in some ways. And I feel like, for the people that pick this group, that's going to be very important for this month, right? To have that kind of forcefulness, that assertiveness, that truthfulness. It's going to help you manage your greatness, because I think that once you start getting your way, once you start speaking out and telling people exactly what you want and how you want it, you're going to realize you are truly, truly in control. You are greatness. And that greatness is coming out, right? And so we go right back to that image maker. how would you like your life to be structured? Okay. Would you like to work a certain schedule? Would you like to maybe potentially have certain days off? Would you like to potentially go on a vacation or whatever it may be, right? Do you want some time so that you can work on this creative venture that we see here with the Prince of Wands? So this is the month for assertiveness. This is the month where you speak that out. This is the month where you let these people know exactly what you want, okay? Now, another thing that I'm seeing here, group number one, there is the fact that we've got people showing up could indicate some kind of romance starting, okay? Some kind of new romance. And it's funny because every time I do these readings, I don't really get a lot of romance or new relationships starting, but this is, I think, the month where some of you are going to meet someone. And the clue is the Ace of Cups, okay? The clue is the Ace of Cups. This is the beginning of some kind of relationship, the beginning, the newness, that beautiful first date, that beautiful first experience with a person, right? This is the beginning of something. So for some of you, you're going to meet someone. And this person is going to be, in many ways, what this Prince of Wands is illustrating here, right? This person is someone who's a leader. This is of someone who has a lot of creative energy in them. And I think that that's what's going to draw you to them, right? It's going to bring you closer to them. That creativeness, that energy, that spark, it's what's going to just captivate you. And you're going to want to be a part of this person's life. Now, obviously for some of you, this will be romantic in nature. For others, this is more of a friend. This is someone who potentially you can grow with, you can create with, and maybe will be some romance down the road, right? But it's going to be different for people. But a relationship, I think, is certainly in the cards for a lot of you. Brand new relationship with someone who's very creative. Now, one thing that I'm noticing about this Prince of Wands, he's kind of focusing on other things. He's focusing on his creative flow. He's focusing on the beautiful rainbow that he has now brought into existence, right? And it's almost like all of the different animals and the actual energy surrounding him are also focused on that creation. So it's interesting that the hippopotamus wants you to be assertive and truthful. So if you, in any ways, notice that this person isn't paying attention to you, but you really do like them, then I think that you will have to be assertive in order to get the attention. Because, this prince seems very, very interested only in their work and their creative ventures, right? And it's almost like he's not even looking anywhere else because he's just focused on what he wants to focus on. Now, the Hangman reversed does carry a bit of a warning, right? And that warning is to avoid any kind of, I guess, chaotic energy. The Hangman stays in that place that he's in because he understands that in order to have what he desires in the future, there has to be a sacrifice right now in the present. And so there's a sense of calmness. There's a sense of mental peacefulness. There's a sense of cosmic order, right? And that's what we see illustrated in the Hangman. So make sure that assertiveness and that truthfulness doesn't become too chaotic, right? You want these things for this month, but you want to make sure that it's not out of control, that you don't get this sense for pleasure. Sometimes when we get too assertive and we get too demanding, we turn into brats, right? We want to see how far we can stretch that assertiveness, and ultimately it ends up just turning into complete chaos. So, just be wary of that. With the moon, which is, I think, the last card that we haven't spoken of. With the moon, what we have is a beautiful illustration of this entire reading, right? We have here the beginning of a journey, okay? And we have that little Crenshaw starting at the very beginning. We have the ravens, which are signaling the beginning of something. Anytime you see a raven, it's a sense of death, but that death means also rebirth. And so it heralds a period of newness, instability. And what we see here is a path that needs to be taken by that little Crenshaw. And that path is treacherous, right? We have wolves just howling in the distance. We have this dark forest that you need to go through. But at the end of that, we've got the climb up to the mountain, to the very precipice where you'll be able to see clearly what's around you, and you'll be able to act according to your will and what you want. So it's important for you to take that journey. And even though it's scary, even though you may feel like things are not going to be okay, understand that there is newness all around you. There is greatness all around you. And when I mean all around you, I mean that is what you're going to be creating. That is what you're going to be manifesting. If you can believe it, then it will be. All right. So very important question again to ask yourself for the month. What thought pattern do you need to shift? Okay. So I'll leave you with that question. What thought patterns do you need to shift for this month? Taking into consideration this entire reading. All right. So that is what I see here, group number 1. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Reminder, I am offering private readings at this time. So if you are interested in a private reading, you would have to go through my Etsy store. I'm going to include the link to that Etsy store in the description below. Thank you all for your donations, for your beautiful comments, for your likes. You seekers are truly great to me, and I appreciate every one of you. So I hope this reading was helpful. I hope it brought you insight. Thank you once again, and bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading for April. Predictions, guidance, advice. Very excited for this month, this beautiful month of rebirth, rejuvenation. Now, before we get started, I do want to remind you, seekers, that I am offering private readings at this time. So if you are interested in a private reading with me, you will have to go through my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. All right, let's get started with your April predictions reading. We're going to start with the Oracle cards. We're going to throw 3 Oracle cards from 3 separate decks. And then we're going to use tarot, some star tarot, to see exactly what is going to come for the month, potentially get a little more advice from them as well. So, by the way, you picked my favorite Wheel of Fortune, okay? This is definitely my favorite. This is from Kim Huggins' deck, Tarot Apocalypse. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the Animal Love Oracle cards. And we're going to try and see what the theme of this month is going to be for you. You've got Dolphin Spirit accompanying you for the month of April, group number 2. This is all about loving, playfulness, and a powerful breath, all right? Dolphin Spirit, beautiful, as this dolphin smiles back at you, right? So that is the animal spirit that's going to be accompanying you for this month. It's definitely trying to work with you when it comes to maybe being more loving towards people, or just loving towards yourself, loving towards your projects. There's also a sense of playfulness. Dolphin Spirit wants you to be more playful for the month. Have fun with the things that you're doing. Powerful breath, right? Understand that you, in many ways, are someone who's very dynamic, and that dynamism is going to come out this month. You're going to be able to, in some ways, have success in some areas of your life that you've been asking or wanting success in. So let's move on to the next Oracle cards. This is from the Self-Love Oracle. Now what this is going to do is it's going to give us advice. All right, so we're going to get advice for the month from Spirit. Let's see what that is. You have got Conquering Fear. Ooh. And it reads, most fear is based on illusions, on truths we deny to avoid change. Release your need for control and perfection. Doing your best is plenty. Wow. Very nice advice for the month. I like that. All right, and let's move on to our third Oracle. This is from the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle deck. This is going to give us some advice and also possibly guidance, as well as a question that we need to ask ourselves. Let's see. We've got eliminate distractions. Stop shining light on things you are not. The question that you should be asking yourself for this month is, How can you reclaim your power? My oh my. Wow. Man, very interesting oracle cards, group number 2. Very interesting. Let's sit with this energy for just a little bit, and then we are going to introduce the tarot into this. Let's just sit with this for a while here. And we started with the dolphin, right? A loving, playful energy, asking you to essentially inviting you into the water and telling you, come play with me. Right? That's what the dolphin wants from you. The dolphin wants you to come play with him. Now, there's a fear of doing that, right? There's a fear of going out and playing and having too much fun. And we see that with conquering fear, right? A very strong message here. It's almost like, I think that a lot of you are very hard workers, or you're putting a little too much stress on yourself right now to accomplish something in life. So this card's very practical advice is to release your need for control and perfection, right? Perfection tends to keep us in stasis, it keeps us in a place where we just can't move forward. And I think that what you're missing in your work and your projects and your creative ventures is fun. It's playfulness. It's important for you to have a little fun, a little playfulness, you know. This goes for the person that's working, you know, maybe you're working at a call center, you're working in a place with a lot of people. I remember when I used to work at a call center, I tried to have as much fun as I could with the people around me. I joke around, I try to have as much fun as I possibly could, even though it was work and it was laborious work, right? Some people didn't do that though. I remember some people would just walk in, and this was the majority. I'm talking about like 70% of the people that walked in there that worked with me, constantly just a face of, depression, a face of anger, rage for why am I even here, right? It was like they were dying inside, and they didn't even care if anyone noticed it on the outside. It's really a cry for help if you really think about it. But, there's a sense of having to find that playfulness. Okay, finding that playfulness so that you can eliminate any kind of distractions and also be able to shine a light. I remember that a lot of the people that I work with in these call centers, whenever I try to lift them up, whenever I try to be myself, really just trying to be playful, joke around, and just bring that light, they would also light up. They'd follow my lead. They'd follow that excitement, they'd follow that joy, and it brought some kind of excitement to their day. And they were my team, right? So I knew that, where their numbers were and how effective they were in their work. And they actually performed better when the mood was better, when the mood was lighter, when everyone was having fun, when everyone was just having, so much excitement, right, around. There's power in that. And maybe potentially for some of you, you don't see that power. I think that, I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you are the kind that you put your head down, you say, I got to work hard, and I got to work fast, and I got to work to the best of my abilities so that I can control this situation and try and be as perfect as possible. But what this card is trying to tell you is that doing your best is plenty. Make sure that you are having fun. Make sure that you are playing. This goes for entrepreneurs as well, who just have a little too much stress, right, on their backs, because how can you not if you're an entrepreneur? It's all up to you, right? You wake up in the morning, no one's going to give you a salary and a paycheck so you can take home. It all falls on your hands, right? It's all on your back. So it's important for you to start loving what you do. And the only way that you're going to do that is by being playful. Okay, play. So very strong advice so far for the month. Now, eliminate distractions. That is very interesting, right? I think that maybe it's the distraction of wasting your time. Sometimes we think that we're wasting our times when we do certain things, when we act a certain way, but there's something more to it, right? There's something more to that. And then the final message is to stop shining light on things you are not. So, I think that potentially some of you have allowed for this fear to turn you into a person that you are not. Potentially that playfulness is gone because of that fear, right? Fear of failure, fear of not good enough, fear of people rejecting your work, the fear of not being able to pay your bills, fear. And so there's very little trust in the cosmic divine presence, right? And so I feel that this question is very important. How can you reclaim your power? That's the question that Spirit is asking you to kind of ponder for the month of April. How can you reclaim your power? And I feel that this beautiful dolphin is telling you, hey, love what you do. Have love for yourself and your accomplishments and what you've done. And never forget to play, joke around. If somebody doesn't like it, forget them. Don't let people bring you down to their level of sourness and bitterness. Do never allow that. Shine your light. There will always be people that are going to be drawn to that light, and it will liven them up as well. And that's how you are able to create a team around you. Okay, but I feel like it's important for you to just give in to this process of love and playfulness. Okay, so let's move on to the tarot. I think that we've trying to see if there's any other messages that I can pick up on, but I think that we got it all. We're gonna need some tarot now, and for that we're gonna utilize the Star Tarot deck, and we're just gonna ask what is going to happen. This is the predictions part of the reading. What is going to happen for April? We'll try and see if we can get some advice as well. All right, so what's gonna happen, Spirit? What's gonna happen? What is going to happen? Haha, you got the Wheel of Fortune. All right. All right, what's going to happen? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Man. There's going to be a decision that needs to be made about money for the month of April, group number 2. And we see that decision looming right here. Okay, we have the Two of Swords. It's a divided mind. Any way you flip it, we've got a divided mind. And it almost tells me that there's going to be a choice for you to make. Now, this choice is money. This choice is possibly career. This choice is about staying or leaving, right? So we kind of see the Ace of Pentacles showing us that there's going to be there's the beginning of something new, or will there be continuity? And what I mean by that is that, for a lot of you, what this is going to look like is you're going to be offered a job, or you're going to find a job, or you're going to apply for that job. You're going to go for the interview. You're going to get the job, right? But there's a hesitation on your part. You have to weigh the pros and cons, and you have no idea what to do, because it's going to be very lucrative for some of you. And I get the feeling that what the cards are trying to tell you is that you are, in this month, you're starting a period of actual financial stability and progress when it comes to your career. And I feel with the Wheel of Fortune showing up here, whatever decision you make, it's going to be for your betterment. You can't go wrong. You can't make a bad decision here. So if you stay where you are, you stay where you're doing, you're going to have success. But if you move, or if you decide to go with this other offer, you're going to also have success. You are entering a cycle of success. The Wheel of Fortune is here to tell you that it is your time. So the only thing that I'm seeing here that might keep you in a place where you just don't know is that fear. And I think that it's important for you to just let go of it. Let go of it. And the only way to let go of it is to start having a little more fun. And we see that fun here, right? With the Three of Cups, this is one of my favorite cards because there's just so much happiness, so much joy, so much prosperity also. We've got here an illustration of the Mother Maiden Crone. We have also an understanding that true happiness and joy comes when you're celebrating, right? With people, with friends, with those around you. You're celebrating victories, joy, happiness. My goodness, there's a sense of playfulness, right? That's where the dolphin wants you. The dolphin is calling you into the ocean with it. It wants to swim with you. It wants to play with you for this month. And we have almost this, my goodness, the energy is so dynamic because there's a pull. There's a pull and push, right? There's a pull and push. Then we see the Nine of Swords, and here's that fear just made manifest once again. My goodness, a lot of you are in a place of fear for this month. You don't know what to do. You don't know how you're going to do it. We have here someone who is just feeling very pressured, and she's crying. Spirit, as you can see with that fog, is trying to reach her, but she has created so much anxiety, so much fear, so much worry that it's very difficult for Spirit to maneuver through all those swords that are blocking that flow of energy. So, there's no easy way of putting this. You really just have to get over this, right? Get over this fear. It is an illusion. It's not real. Whatever that fear is, whether it's a fear of losing, your house, the fear of losing something valuable, this is all just illusions, right? You are in a place right now, and I think it's going to start with April, where things are going to prosper, and it's such an inviting, beautiful reading. And the fact that you've got the Wheel of Fortune showing up twice, my goodness, and the fact that April is the month of rebirth, rejuvenation, renewal, resurrection, and regrowth, my oh my, powerful, powerful reading. And it heralds powerful change economically, right? There's life, there's birth. Also, well, I was going to say creative, but there really is no wands that we can point at here. So I think that a lot of you are already in a place where you have potentially a community, you have a career worth fighting for, you have so much at your disposal, but the only thing that you unfortunately don't have is peace of mind, right? You don't have peace of mind. It's like you've reached a place and you're so afraid to get knocked off of that place that you're forgetting to enjoy that place. So remember, for the month of April, your duty is to enjoy yourself as much as possible, play as much as possible, love where you are, love what you've become, have fun with other people. And also this divided mind that we see here with the Two of Swords, put that to rest, right? And the reason why is because we did get the Ace of Pentacles reversed right above it. And I feel like this divided mind, it's only going to rob you of resources. And those resources aren't necessarily money. This can be your health, right? Physically, it's going to rob you of your physical health. We know that stress kills. We know that stress causes a lot of ailments. We know that these things really harm your body. And so this isn't only about money. This isn't only about career. This is about your health, right? Remember, health is wealth, okay? Health is wealth. And so it's important for you to start focusing on that area of life. Get away from this fear of failure, fear of not being able to sustain your place, and understand that you are a conqueror. You are someone who is powerful, right? And the dolphin is here to remind you, all right? The dolphin is here to remind you of how powerful you are. As this little cute dolphin smiles at you, one of the key words is powerful breath. Why? Because his breath is truly powerful, and nothing can stand in this dolphin's way. But this dolphin's power comes from their ability to just give in to that playfulness energy, to give in to that love for life and experiences, right? I'm pretty sure that this little dolphin, if they are ever confronted with any troubles, they're simply going to look at it and say, I'm just going to have fun with it, right? I'll find my way out of it. So dolphin energy is just so beautiful and inviting. And again, the Wheel of Fortune pointing upwards, upright. It's a sign, group number 2. It's a sign that tells you that this month you're going to be able to move forward. Now, it's funny that we have here eliminate distractions, right? And we have it on with the Ace right next to the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the divided mind as well. So the distraction here is your fear, your anxieties, thinking that things are not going to work out, thinking that you're not going to be able to fund whatever campaigns you want to start or whatever business ventures or whatever ventures, period, you want to go and pursue. This fear of not being enough is what's crippling you, or what is going to cripple you for the month of April if you allow it, right? If you allow it to do that to you. So the very important question, again, that this card has for you, right? We have here the question right at the bottom. How can you reclaim your power? All right. And the funny thing is that you have an incredible amount of things to be happy for, to be thankful for. But for some reason, you have not reclaimed your power because you haven't been able to fully enjoy what's in front of you. You haven't been able to say, oh my goodness, this is truly a blessing. I love it, right? Now, the Seven of Swords for me is one of those cards that really just, I have to sit with it and just try and analyze what it's trying to say, because it is a very powerful card and it comes in as a warning, but also as a guide, right? So we have here an illustration of the white hind. And this hind is a very powerful spiritual indication that you are in potential need of some guidance, right? This hind is asking you to follow it into the dark woods. This hind is asking you to throw your sword down. As you can see, there's many swords in front of it, right? Those swords are from other warriors that have come and have met this hind. And the hind offers the same thing. Drop your weapon, drop your sword, put your worries, your fears, your insecurities, because the swords, they rule the mind, right? Put down that worry, that fear, that anxiety, and follow me into the unknown, the mysterious, but also life. And so many people have already taken the journey with the hind. They follow it into the dark woods only to realize that there is joy and happiness on the other side of it, which is why we've got the Three of Cups right next to it, right? A fulfillment of something, a joy, a celebration taking place, the process of life being represented here through the Mother Maiden Crone. And so, it's like, it's important for you to move forward from whatever fear, whatever anxiety, whatever troubles have befallen you, because I think that the cards are telling you that there's just so much to be happy for, so much to be thankful for, and it is going to be made obvious to you for the month of April, right? So, interesting. Make sure to let go of that Nine of Swords, okay? All right, so that is what I see here. I want to thank you, group number 2, so much for watching. Reminder, I am offering private readings at this time. So if you're interested in a private reading, you will have to go through my Etsy store. I'm going to include the link in the description below. I want to thank you, seekers, so much for your donations, for your likes. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for your beautiful, kind comments. I love every single one of you, and I am thankful for every one of you. All right, so I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3, to this Pick a Card Tarot reading for April 2022, predictions, guidance, advice. All right, before we get started, I do want to remind you that I am offering private readings at this time. So if you're interested in a private reading, you will have to go through my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Our April, as you seekers already know, I love April. It is definitely the month of rebirth, rejuvenation, renewal, resurrection. There's just so much going on in April, and it's definitely a very exciting time. So we're going to start with 3 oracle cards that are going to give us advice and guidance, and then we're going to throw some tarot, which will give us information on what is actually going to happen for the month of April for you. So let's see. We're going to start with the Animal Love Oracle cards. Let's see which animal spirit is going to be accompanying you for the month, to see what lessons they have for you, group number 3. Let's see. You've got a zebra. All right. I like zebra spirit. All right, so the zebra is extraordinary, nonconformist, and also believes in some ways on a social network. This is very interesting, right? These keywords: extraordinary, nonconformity, and social network. Very interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and reveal the second oracle card. This is from the Self-Love Oracle deck. Let's go ahead and shuffle. Let's see. All right, you've got Offer Grace. Interesting. This is the first time I get this card. Let's take a look here. Make choices based on what your heart can live with, even the wrong decisions. We receive grace after we've shown it to others. Wow. Very interesting message. Interesting advice. Very deep card, really. All right, so let's move on to the third one. This is from the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle. We're going to throw just one card and we're going to see what message we get from it. These cards have a question that you can ponder for the whole month. Let's take a look and see what that question is, what that card is. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's take a look at that. It reads, there is strength in doing nothing. Wait. The question to ponder. What have you been forcing, and how can you let go of the outcome? Boy, oh boy. Man, this is a very interesting reading, group number 3. Let's go ahead and sit with this energy for just a moment, and then we're going to go ahead and throw some tarot. We started with the energy of the zebra, and the zebra is inviting you to come into its social network. It's inviting you to be nonconformist in your approach and to show that you are truly an extraordinary human being. Now, it's important to, when you come into this social network, it's important for you to offer that network and the people there grace, okay? Show grace, receive grace after you've shown it to others. You're going to be able to receive that grace that you've been wanting from this social network as soon as you actually give that to those other people, okay? Also, there's a sense of waiting and not trying to force anything. There's a sense of simply going with the flow. Wait, listen, learn, and then take action. So for the month of April, and this message is definitely for a lot of people. For the month of April, I feel like some of you are going to maybe start some kind of new career, a new venture, something new that's going to it's going to allow you to connect with other people and a network of people. And I feel like there's definitely things that are being asked of you. Number one, make sure that you aren't sacrificing the individual for the group. What that means is you don't want to be a follower. You want to be a leader, right? You want to be able to come in and add to the group, add to the ideas, not to simply somehow integrate into what the belief system of the group is and then follow it blindly, right? So you are in many ways extraordinary, and the zebra is here to tell you that you are extraordinary. Your ideas are extraordinary. Your drive, your ambition, your desires, they are extraordinary. And so it's important for you to not lose yourself in some kind of group identity. Because if you do, then you're just simply, a piece of you is going to die. What makes you extraordinary will cease to exist. It's important for you at this moment in time to try and stand out. Not try, but just stand out, because you will naturally stand out because you are extraordinary. Now, it's important for you not to let that ego go, get a little too high, right? Don't treat people like they're lesser. Don't offer them anything that isn't love and isn't care and appreciation for who they are, right? Whatever you do to people this month, you're going to receive right back. And so it's important for you to treat people a certain way, right? Now, you're being asked to just kind of take it all in. I feel like a lot of you might potentially be starting some kind of new career venture. Maybe you're moving, or there's something new, right? And that newness is something that is going to pull you in two directions. You either go the direction where you come in and you want to show who you are to everyone, and you're overconfident and you're over jealous, or you can go the other route where you come in, you're gracious, but at the same time, you're more observative. You listen more than you speak. And I think that what the cards are telling you to do is to go with the second option. Listen before you speak. Try and really get a sense of where you are, the energies around you, the people around you. Wait, right? There is true strength in doing nothing. And so, the question that the oracle cards want you to ask yourself for the month is a very interesting one, right? What have you been forcing, and how can you let go of the outcome? I think that maybe some of you want for this social network to like you. You want for there to be a certain kind of experience, But you can't control that. All you can do is offer your grace, right? Offer that grace, show that grace to people. Make choices based on what makes you happy, and even if it feels in some ways wrong, it's fine. It's momentary. All right. Just make sure to be and tap into the energies of the zebra that wants you to just be extraordinary in your quiet, sensible nature. All right, let's go ahead and throw some tarot, and we're going to see what the tarot has to offer. We're going to use the Star Tarot, and let's see. I mean, this is a very interesting reading, group number 3. I got to be honest with you. These are 3 interesting oracle cards, and we're going to definitely need some tarot to really just decipher this. Let's see. What is coming for group number 3 for the month of April? Spirit, help us here. What is coming? What is coming? What is coming? Okay. Alrighty. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. So group number 3, you know, the tarot cards are definitely talking about a big event, okay? Very important event. For some, for others, there's the lack of that event, and I'm going to explain exactly what I mean. So we start with the 6 of Wands. You know, the 6 of Wands came out reversed. This is the card of reaching for the stars and being able to grab it, right? We have here someone who's going through a period of success. Success in every area. The fact that the card came out reversed tells me that there might be some unsuccessful ventures. And unfortunately, possibly some things that you've maybe wanted to see happen not happening. Okay? And we go right back to the advice, right? To the advice here. There is strength in doing nothing. Just wait. Wait, wait, wait. So for the month of April, if there is some kind of project or something that you have been really, you know, hoping to see, understand that there might be some delays in this. Okay? And you are being asked to be patient and wait. And the reason why, I asked why as I was throwing the cards, and we've got the Star, all right? And boy, oh boy, we've got the Star because you're being guided to something truly wonderful, okay? The Star is the energy of guidance. It's the energy of being in some ways illuminated, right? It's illumination. It's being taken to safe harbors or being taken to a new spring and just being able to give in completely to that experience. So there is divine timing at play here. You are being guided towards something that you can't really see right now. And so you are being asked to be patient, to wait, right? You're being reminded that you are extraordinary. And you're being reminded that in some ways, the best thing that you can do right now is to conserve your resources and conserve your energy. That's why we've got the Princess of Pentacles. I asked what if there's any further advice and what should happen. And you've got this princess, right? And so this princess is someone who understands where true value in the world is, and she pursues it. There's a lot of true life around her. There's an incredible amount of energy that surrounds this Princess of Pentacles. She's hardworking, she's determined, she's precise. Now, the fact that we also have the Empress right above the Princess of Pentacles tells me that a lot of you have not reached your full potential. You haven't reached the place that you want to be, or you haven't reached the place that Spirit has in some ways prepared for you. And when I mean prepared, I mean this has a strong life purpose kind of pull to it, right? There's a sense of destiny here and what you are essentially going to manifest. And so it's a beautiful illustration with the Empress and the Princess of Pentacles, because what we have here is where you are right now, which is the Princess of Pentacles, and where you will go, which is why the Empress was showing up reverse. Let me see if this focuses. There we go. So, you know, the Empress was showing up reverse because there was a sense of climbing the ladder, reaching that place, reaching your throne, right? Where the Princess of Pentacles is standing up, hand in heart, saying, I'm going to work hard and diligently for this. I know my kingdom will be wonderful and grand and beautiful. And then actually you sitting in your throne, surrounded by the same life that we see here, but now there's a sense of vastness, right? We have a field in the back that's yielding incredible fruit. We have trees that are just, my goodness, with so much fruit and so much life. And not only that, but we also have the star, right? And we've got an owl here. And we already know that you're being guided. You're being taken somewhere with the star. And so there's a sense of following that path, not deviating from it, right? Right now you are in a place where your mind is being guided, right? And we see, it's funny that the Pentacles here is showing up as a star, because that star is definitely a representation of your spirit guides guiding you to reach your highest self. And so I think that this month, it's a month where you might feel somewhat frustrated. You might feel like you want to switch things up a bit, right? Which is why you've got this reminder that there is strength in doing nothing. Just wait, be patient. Because, whenever we don't have the success that we want, we tend to want to destroy it, right? We want to start new. We want to do something else. We want to move away from this experience because it's simply not working for us. And I think that's seen mostly with millennials, I think, Millennials tend to be a bit more impatient. And the new generation, definitely Gen Z, we're definitely impatient. So the younger generation tends to spend just a little time doing something, a few months, and if they don't see any result from it, they just go away. They're like, this isn't for me, right? This is too slow. I'm obviously not making any impact here, so I'm just gonna move on from this, right? And so, in some ways, you're being asked to fight against that. You fight against that nature, right? And understand that there isn't anything wrong with you. It's just that you expect extraordinary results. And when you don't have it quickly, you tend to maybe get a bit down. And, you tend to force things. And when you force things, that's when things just come kind of crumbling down. You have to start anew. And so you kind of get into this whole, vicious cycle of just going around in the same hamster wheel, not really making any progress. And it's because of the lack of patience, right? The lack of patience, the lack of just understanding that there is divine timing at play, and that it's not on your time, right? It's whenever it happens. You're working hard, you're working diligently, you're doing everything that you need to do. But at the same time, you have to in some ways be patient with yourself. And I think that one of the things that will impact you for the month is that you're going to feel like maybe something's missing, right? Like you're going to feel like you're upset at your life not moving in the direction that you want. And I think that you're going to want to take it out on people, which is why we've got here social network showing up. And we also have this advice, right? We receive grace after we've shown it to others. So do not allow for your bad temper. Do not allow for your insecurities or for your lack of patience to treat other people badly. All right? Because somehow, some way, these people are actually going to help you further your development. All right? So we see that reflected with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords came out reversed. And this can be an aspect of you, or it can be someone else in your life, right? We have here someone who's using their words for malice. They're harming people with their words, right? We got it reversed. So this is a person, we have a representation of a divine female presence, and she's using her words to harm. All right, maybe because she's become sour, she's upset at something. So this can very well be the people around you, someone around you, divine feminine energy, that unfortunately they're using their words to harm you, and you are not to engage with this person in that same kind of behavior. Wait, do nothing, all right? Things will get better, but it's important for you to not go and engage into this kind of horrible behavior, because it will hurt you. And that's the intent, right? Now, this card is also an aspect of you, right? It's telling you not to succumb to any kind of hateful speech or to use your words in any kind of bad way. The fact that we've got the Six of Wands reversed telling me that there might be something that, it doesn't go according to plan, might lead you to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords was the second card out, I believe. It's right underneath it. So don't use your words to harm, to break down, even to harm yourself or to make you feel insecure or bad in any way. Now, whatever this situation up here is, the Six of Wands that didn't turn out exactly as you wanted to, it's important for you to walk away from it. Allow for it to happen. Shed the old skin. Understand that you are headed towards something truly wonderful. We have more star energy here showing up, right? So it's a reaching towards the stars, right? And we have your dolphin spirit, dove spirit. We have essentially your spirit guides guiding you to reach a place of true happiness and joy. And the only way to do that is to reach for that star out of the darkness that you might find yourself in. So the fact that it's reversed tells me that there's going to be an inability to actually give into that or to do that. But it's important for you to follow through on that, because if you don't, then in some ways you might implode. And you are just going to feel terrible inside. You're going to let it out, and you're going to treat people in a very harsh way, and that will only set you backwards, not forward. Be very careful with your temper for the month. Again, divine timing is at play here with the star. Okay, the star came out upright. It's telling you that you are on a journey. You're on a hero's journey. And you're being led by the light of the star. You're being led to greener pastures, but you have to accept what is happening around you. You have to accept that you are on this journey and that there is divine timing at play. Be patient with yourself. Do not force anything for this month of April. Okay? And also, I think that maybe there might be for some of you some kind of new venture, new job venture. The Princess of Pentacles tells me that there's the beginning of something new. Some kind of new financial situation is happening, right? And there's the climb to try and reach that Empress energy. So, be very, very wary of just exactly how you're treating people, because this is very important for the month. All right, so that is what I see here, group number 3. Thank you so much for watching. Just want to remind you guys that I am offering private readings at this time. So if you are interested in a private reading, I will include my Etsy link in the description below. I only take orders through Etsy, so you will have to go through the link. Thank you once again. Thank you for your love. Thank you, seekers, for your words, for your comments, your likes, your donations. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you once again, and bye-bye.